So this is a class for your kitchen. Of course, you don't need to do it in the kitchen, but having a chair, a work surface aside just might be helpful. It's a good one to start your day. We're going to be trying to get things moving in our body, get rid of any early morning stiffness we might feel, and wake ourselves up a little bit. So finding a spot wherever is comfortable, just bringing your feet kind of hip-ish width apart, and just settling, finding connection between your feet and the earth, noticing where the weight is in your feet, and seeing if you can bring equal weight through all areas. Really connecting your feet to the earth. And then just noticing if it feels like your head is balanced over your shoulders, it's balanced over your pelvis, it's balanced over your knees and your feet. So you've got that feeling of stacking through your body. And just having a moment here to find your breath and really thinking about expanding that 360 degrees around your rib cage. So inhaling, tiny pause at the top, and exhaling for equal length. So as we inhale, we build space. And as we exhale, we allow ourselves to feel heavy and rooted to the ground. And we're just going to bring our right hand towards our heart center and give ourselves a little heart rub here. And just bending your neck so your right ear comes towards your right shoulder, and lifting your chin just a little along your jawline, just really gently soothing the skin along there. And from just underneath your ear down towards your collarbone, just gently stroking top to bottom along your neck. And then taking it around a little bit more to the side, sweeping motions top to bottom, and then round to the back. And then we're going to take this little rub and rub the top of our shoulder and underneath our collarbone. And you can bring that rub a bit firmer in these spots that are a bit less delicate than our neck. And round the back of our shoulder, if you can reach there. And then lifting up our arm and going under our armpit. So we're really trying to target our lymph here. So the bit that really drains any waste material through our body, and particularly here thinking about the waste material going from our brain. So we're trying to start our day with a clear brain if we can, and then just along that collarbone and top of shoulder and back of shoulder, bringing a firm but not too firm tap underneath our armpit, round the back, round the front. And then just bringing that arm down, and just for a moment closing your eyes, noticing how it feels. And if you wanted, you could keep your eyes soft or closed as we move to the other side, leaning our left ear towards our left shoulder, lifting our chin slightly, and just stroking our fingers along that jawline, and from the corner of the jaw under the ear down the neck. Gentle, smooth, soothing sweeps. And along the side, working your way further behind, and just noticing if you feel any tenderness here, and being gentle with yourself. And around to the back. And taking those strokes and making it into a firmer rub here along your shoulder, your collarbone, the top of your shoulder, the back of your shoulder, and underneath your armpit. And then bringing in those slightly firm, just so you can make that kind of noise. But you're not going to injure or bruise yourself here, almost with a cupped hand or through your fingers. And then bringing that hand down, and just for a moment noticing how it feels, what you feel happening in your body. And we're going to keep our eyes soft or closed here, and just again come back to that connection in your feet. And keeping that connection, but see if you can lift up your big toe. It might not come up, it might not leave the ground at all, but just the intention is there, might lift a little higher. And then pinning that big toe down, see if you can get the sense of lifting up all your other toes while the big toe roots into the ground. And keeping on alternating between those two options, big toe lifts, the 4 other toes are down, and then all other toes lift, big toes down. And if this is super, super easy for you, seeing if you can go a bit faster. Waking up your brain, targeting the bits of your body that it's furthest away from. And then rooting your feet. And this time, really thinking about rooting through your toes, and this is where your surface might come in handy if you need a little steadying, rooting through your toes, trying to get the feeling of your legs drawing together. We're going to come up, just lifting our heels slightly off the ground. And then with a soft knee, see if you can bring your heel down and do a little boom, boom when you get down. So it's like a double bounce down into your heels. And if that feels okay, maybe next time you come a little higher, rooting through those big toes, keeping your legs drawing together, and then coming down suddenly, boof, boof. And then keep going. The more comfortable you are, the higher you might come onto your tiptoes, boom, boom. Coming up. Just choose your height. If you're not used to jumping, not that we're leaving the floor here, but you might want to start lower. Just be gentle to your knees, to your heels. But this is good for our bones. Building strong bones with that double little jolt, and stop there. And then we're going to come to our knees. So again, thinking about that, gently drawing your legs together like they're magnetized. We're going to take a squat down, sticking our bottom back. Let your hands just slide down your leg as you exhale here. And then really think about driving into your knees. We're going to come up quickly on an inhale. And then sinking down, arms come down, nice slow exhale. Maybe you can find your gazing point, your drishti here. And then a quick inhale. We're going to do that 3 more times with your breath. See how low you can go. So if you're really comfortable, maybe you can go even lower. Always challenging yourself. Bringing our hands down. And just pausing again, noticing how it feels. And this time we're going to turn towards our work surface, or the seat of a chair, or whatever you've got to support yourself on. And we're going to bring our hands to the work surface and work our way back into a down dog, and just taking a minute to bend one knee and then the other. Take that little twist through your spine, wiggle of your hips. And then settling in your dog. Nice soft knees, so you're prioritizing length through your spine here. And then we're going to round through our spine. So we're in a plank position, just letting your heels hover off the ground a little. And you can stay here in your plank, or if you feel like you can keep your elbows kind of tucked into your side, so they're not coming out towards the side, they're pointing backwards, you could take a little dip through your arms, Quick press back and back to dog. So rounding up, slow exhale if you're coming down, and a quick press back and into dog. And doing that 3 more times with your breath. And you don't have to come all the way down. If you just take a little dip, that's how far you can go without your elbows splaying out, then that's how far you go. And then you build on that whenever you can in later times. Okay, and back to dog. So this time we're going to step let's do left foot forward. And we're going to turn our right toes out slightly. So we're in this warrior one kind of foot. So both feet are fully attached to the ground. Right toes turning out a little. Left toe and left knee pointing towards the work surface, and left knee is bent. And we're going to let our right arm just dangle down. Maybe have a shake out of the wrist. Let the shoulder pendulum just for a moment. And thinking about having a long spine here. So if you feel like your work surface or your chair is making you round through your spine, maybe come a little closer or come up a little higher. Walk that back foot in a little. Keeping the bend in your front leg. We're going to thread our right arm underneath our left. See if we can follow the hand with the gaze. Reaching through, bend that front knee. And then really thinking about rooting your feet into the ground as you press out, straightening that front leg and following the hand all the way up towards the sky behind you, and then bringing it back down, bending through the front leg and up. And moving through your breath with this 3 more times, really thinking about rooting your feet into the ground, driving the ground away with that front leg as you come up and out. I lose count, so I'm going to stop there. If you've got 1 more to go, then please continue. And then we're going to come so that our feet are wider than hip. Just see where it feels comfortable. Maybe have a little tick-tock of your hips. Toes pointing forward-ish. And we're going to bring our hands to our pelvis and bring some softness through your knees. I don't know if that click of my knees just got caught on my microphone. You might feel it too, but as long as it feels okay, it is okay. Sometimes joints just make clicky noises. Okay, so we're going to think about hinging. So again, softness in knees. And our spine it doesn't move, it doesn't flex, it doesn't extend. It just stays in that stacked position, but our pelvis tilts forward. So thinking about tipping your pelvis forward, bum away from the top of your head. And then a quick hinge back up again. So a slow hinge down. Bending your knees as much as you need to keep that length. Pressing into the ground and up. So I'm going to show you from the side. Slow hinge down, bottom and top of head. Try and get as far away from each other as possible. And then pressing back up. Hinging down. Pressing back up. 1 more time. Lovely. And then we're going to come to that warrior one on the other side. So this time right foot is forward, facing the surface. Left foot slightly turns out. See where it feels good for your knee. Might need to be more forward or more to the side. And then bending through that front leg, really rooting your feet to the floor. Hands to the side, gaze towards the side. Thinking about length through your spine and then threading left arm through. Bending into that front knee and then pressing out, straightening that right leg, following your hand with your gaze and down. Moving through this with your own breath 4 more times, keeping that sense of rooting your feet into the ground. And coming back up. Both feet turn, having that nice wide stance. Check with your TikTok hips how it feels. Maybe you want to take some figure of eights through your hips. Nice soft knees, looping in one direction and then the other. See if you can take it the other way. Again, just challenging your brain slightly with figure of eight movements. Okay, and then we're going to do the same hinge again, so you can stick with your hinging with your hands on your pelvis to get that real sensory feedback of what's happening in your body. Or if you feel like you need some extra weight on this hinge, bring in your hands like a chimney overhead. And again, trying to get your hands as far away from your lower spine as possible. Bottom reaches backwards, hands reach forward, and press up. Exhale down. You can come down lower if it's in your practice. Keeping your knees tracking in the same direction as your feet, as your toes. And when you've done 5, just bringing your arms down, creeping your feet in a little bit, and we're just going to let our arms swing and be heavy, bring a little bounce through our body. And then pausing there. And this is where my coordination needs a bit of help. We're going to bring one hand forward, one hand backwards. And then both hands come down. Take it to the other side. And then see if we can bring a little knee dip in between. And up, down, and up. And then we're going to see if we can bring a bit of speed into this. Try and let your arms be really heavy. Maybe you can go a bit faster. Maybe you need to slightly adjust your foot position. Really let your arms swing and dangle and feel loose. Try and let your face be soft. Just noticing if you're holding any tension in your forehead, your face. A couple more. And pause, just softening your gaze, closing your eyes. In your Tadasana, coming back to that breath, inhaling to build space. Exhaling to feel rooted, to feel heavy. And noticing whatever else you can feel happening in your body. Any movement, any sensation. And hopefully you found this a helpful way to start your day.